Hi, my name is Benny Machado. I'm from Newport News, Virginia, and these are my 3 entry haircuts video for the first WAHL Online Barber Battle. To start creating a canvas, I use my WAHL Sterling 4 cordless and a number 2 guard. To finish the process of establishing the canvas, I use my WAHL 1.5 guard. To start the process of creating the design, I use my WAHL Hero with a WAHL double wide trimmer blade using the corners of the trimmer. While creating the design, I start shaping up the neck area and cleaning all the hair on the neck area. Using my WAHL Magic Clip cordless and attachment number 1, I start fading around the design to create a contrast. Using the Magic Clip cordless with the lever open, I continue the fading around the design. Due to my model preference, no shape up was done to the sides or front. After fading around the design to create contrast, I'll start using the blade to give a clean look to the design. After cleaning the design with the blade, I use my WAHL Sterling 4 cordless to trim the dark areas if they are too long. And there is the final product on the creative cut. Now, to execute a ball fade, I start creating the guideline using my WAHL balding clippers. Starting from the right side temple peak point to the left side temple peak point. After creating the guideline with my WAHL balding clippers, I start removing the excess of hair under the guideline already established. At this point, I turn over my trimmer to achieve a closer cut. just before reaching the established guideline created with the Walden clippers. To begin the blending process, I use my wall legends, attachment number 1, and start cutting up to the parietal ridge. To continue the blending process, I use my half guard open lever right under the second guideline established. To start blending the guideline established with the Walden clippers, I use my Legends open lever, no guard, making sure I don't go too high on the fade and create another line. Once I finish blending the guideline created with the Walden clippers, I use my 1.5 guard and start blending the guideline created with a number 1 lever open. Once finishing the blending process using clippers, I start giving the final touches to the haircut using shears over comb and a trim on top. For the lineup, I use my 5-star wall heroes starting at the center of the hairline, making my way to the corners of the hairlines on both sides. After I am done with the heroes, I start cleaning the hairline using a razor blade. To add the finishing touches to the ball fade, I use the 5-star shaver around the border of the haircut. To start a pompadour hairstyle, I start wetting the hair and creating a horseshoe part to start creating a shape for the haircut. Using the WAHL 5-star seniors, attachment number 4, lever open, I start cutting hair removing bulk, leaving weight at the parietal ridge. To start fading the neck area, I use my 5-star wall legend open level to create a guideline. I work my way down using the 3 stages fading technique: open lever, mid lever, and close lever. Right after those steps, I use the shavers and the heroes to clean the neck area. Now, working my way up right under the occipital bone, I start fading with my WAHL Legends 1.5 guard, lever open. Then I use the half guard to continue fading the nape area. By removing the half guard, I finish the blending with no attachments. To make the blend look smoother, I use a shear over comb technique. I use my heroes to establish the guideline for the side taper. With my WAHL Legends, I establish a second guideline right over the trimmer guideline. Playing with the lever, halfway and close, I start blending the first established guideline. With the 1.5 open lever, I start blending the second guideline. To finish blending the sides, I use number 1 guard and a half guard. To give the finishing touches to the taper, I use no guards and play with the lever. To add details to the taper, I use the WAHL heroes to create the lineup. To create a cleaner and sharper look to every haircut, I suggest using a WAHL shaver and a razor blade. To begin cutting the pompadour style, I establish the guideline at the apex area and give a trim to the cowlick area. I will be using horizontal sections in this haircut and using over direction where necessary to accomplish the hairstyle. A secondary guideline was created at the top front part of the hair at a 90 degrees angle. Then creating 2 vertical sections, I finished connecting the back side of the haircut with the front side of the haircut. After styling the hair with a blow dryer and some finishing touches, this is the final product.